All right, survivor, smiler, storyteller, author Brady Lucas joins us now in the Arc Lounge to talk about his brand new book, Smiley's Smile, which we'll get to in just a moment. It is so nice to have you in, and I know that you were here, I think, a couple weeks ago for a big Wishes in Flight mileage drive that happened. And congratulations on the book, by the way. We talked about survivor, and I'm curious what that word means to you in what you've been throughout life.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with childhood cancer at age 8 years old in 2005, and then unfortunately came back in 2010 at age 14. And survivor for me is not just surviving, but thriving. And my goal with my book and everything that I do advocacy-wise is how do you allow children that are diagnosed with cancer or some life-threatening disease live a long and healthy life?
Yeah, I would imagine that your story maybe was the basis for book.
Yes.
Is that right? Kind of a part of the backstory. This is your first book, is that right?
Yep.
And I know that we were talking about how it took about 3 years to put this whole thing together. How did you come up with this idea and the story that this book is about? Without giving too much away, let's first talk about what the premise of the book is.
Yeah, of course. So when I was given a 30 to 50% chance to live in 2010, I said I'm going to do everything I possibly can to give back to the cancer community as well as children. And one of the big things was I always wanted to document my story, whether that be a biography or a picture book or something along those lines. And I was able to realize through the years that my power could be empowering other children to be a part of their experience. Smiley Smile is based on the premise that Smiley, the main character, alongside his friends Rocky and Ollie, it's really their journey together because they each experience something very difficult, and Smiley ends up being diagnosed with cancer. And then what the resource really does is it allows parents to start the dialogue with their children, or a grandparent, or a community member, teacher, child life specialist, and allow the children to start asking the questions, what is cancer, and have an exact resource that they can start talking to them about, as well as tell a story in the premise.
What I like about this, and had a chance to quickly read through it this morning, is you're taking a topic that you have known personally, and a topic that might be really hard for kids to understand. And I imagine as you were going through what you were going through, that was hard to sort of understand the why and what it was, I imagine, at such a young age for you.
Yeah, it was very difficult, and I commend my parents. My mom and dad were incredible during the time, and they really allowed me to be an active participant in my treatment, not just my parents, but my doctors, nurses, child life specialists, music therapy. All these people really wanted me to be educated on what was going on so then I could have some sense of control in a time when there was no control at all, usually what happens at a cancer diagnosis. So I commend them for being able to actively engage me in this process. And then really what I found through the years is that not all children were as fortunate as me, because either the parents just didn't have the resources, there weren't, the areas for them to ask the questions, or, they're scared. Parents are scared to say the wrong things, or they're scared to talk about the topic of cancer. It's a taboo word in our world. But my big thing is a child can Google on their tablet or their smartphone, what is cancer, and they get 10 million hits on Google. I'd rather have the resource in their hands that they can talk a little bit more openly and start asking those questions in age-appropriate terms.
I know that we mentioned that you were here a couple weeks ago for our Wishes in Flight mileage drive, and like my oldest niece had the privilege of having a wish granted a number of years ago, and yours involved a quarterback.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Of course, yeah. So I met Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts in 2008. It was such an incredible experience. My dad, brother, and I flew out to Indianapolis and got to attend training camp, meet a bunch of the players, and it was right after they won the Super Bowl too, which was amazing. It was super cool to be in that area, and really Make-A-Wish through the years for me has given me such a special opportunity to give back to the community. But now as a young adult and being able to provide hope to families that are going through things that often I went through as a child is so magical.
We know that you're a new transplant to Western Washington, just moved to Gig Harbor, I think, last year, right?
Yep.
What's next for you? I would imagine that this is not the last book for you. I know this is the first one, but it won't be the last.
Yeah, this book is hopefully just the first, and it's really the launching ground of how do we continue to empower kids to be a part of their health experience. experiences, but then also give resources to parents to talk about health. And I'm a big advocate in the community for that health space because in my eyes, we need to continue to promote it in our children and adults and various other people along those lines. Because the reality is cancer continues to grow, and we need to prevent it before it even happens in the first place. So with Smiley's Smile and hopefully additional books to educate children on nutrition and exercise and various other things like that, we can continue to create an atmosphere full of healthy individuals.
Good for you. And where can people get the book really quickly?
They can get the book on bradylucasauthor.com or follow me on social media at Brady Lou.
Fantastic. Congratulations on the book. It was nice to meet you, and thank you for coming in and making the story.